Hello knitters, Barbara Benson here. I am an independent knitwear designer who also likes to make videos here on my YouTube channel, Watch Barbara Knit. Make sure to check in the description notes below the video where you can find links to all of my online shenanigans, including how to get my patterns to knit up for yourself, how to join the Watch Barbara Knit Facebook group, where to buy my merchandise, and how to support me on Patreon. Today, as you can see, things are not quite right. I am currently recovering from COVID and I am not feeling particularly photogenic. So I was like, how can I make a video where I'm just like using pictures and you don't have to see me and I can take frequent pauses to, cough, because that's where I am. So today I'm going to answer a question I've gotten in the past, which is, where can you see all of my patterns that I have available all at once? So we're going to go look at my website. Here it is. Now, this is my website, and what we're going to do is go through the website, and we are going to just look through some of my patterns, and I will talk about some of them, and that is what we're doing today. Hopefully I will feel better enough next week to make a video where you can see me, but right now I'm a little under the weather. So what we have here is my website. This kind of scrolls, I think it's stopped for now, and this is the basic opening where if you click here, I don't know what it's going to do. It does nothing apparently. Oh, there it goes. So when I clicked there, it took me to all in my designs. Let's go back to the basic opening. See, here's the slider. So up here is a question I get a lot. And so I put it here. What is tumped duck? Because as you can see, my URL is tumpedduck.com. And if I click here, what is tumped duck? This is simply dictionary definitions. Tump is a real, legit word, intransitive verb, chiefly Southern, to tip or turn over, especially accidentally, usually used with over. And then, just to be a smart aleck, I also put duck. Duck is a bird. I like this. Bill often broad and flat. So it is when I was initially deciding to get into doing crafty type stuff. Initially, I was going to open an Etsy shop because who didn't want to open an Etsy shop in the early 2010s? I needed a unique name. At that point in time, I didn't know I was going to be doing exclusively knitting, but I needed a unique name that whenever a new social media outlet came up, I could be assured that nobody else would get it. Long story, I ended up with tumped duck. Tumped is a colloquial expression that I have used all my life. Duck sounded good with it. So that's a brief on tumped duck. Now here, this button takes you to all my designs, which we saw a little bit and we'll go through more extensively. If you click here, these are my books. These are the two published hard copy you can find in a library, you can find in a bookstore, you can find in your local yarn store. These are the two books that I've written. This is my first book, Mosaic and Lace Knits, and it is a combination of slip stitch style color work with lace, and I love it. And this is Big Yarn Beautiful Lace Knits, which is all lace patterns knit in bulky weight yarn. Both of these are taking something that is traditionally reserved for very cold weather gear, where you are both color work and bulky yarn is typically, let's keep you super, super warm. And by introducing lace to both things, I've moved them into a place that it can be worn more year round. And then this is one independently published little mini Stitch Dictionary mini book. This is an ebook that you can do. But as you can see, you can go through and get more details on each one. These are all of the patterns that are in the book. I'm trying to scroll slowly so nobody gets nauseous We're going to go back. This one, more details. This one's a little bit fancier. Oh, come on. There we go. This one has its own little slideshow where you can see all the patterns, just brief, in the book. This is it. We were talking about ponchos earlier, or somebody on our Facebook group asked for ponchos, and this is a poncho and this is a poncho. I should probably do a video on different constructions of ponchos. Let me know in the comments if that's something you would like. And here are just mitts and scarves. This is called To Boldly Go because I thought this looked like this motif right here that my hand's on looks like the communicator from Star Trek. So it's called To Warmly Go. So I thought that was funny. So that is that book, just real quick. And then, so, boop, more details. This has the 4 books. I've added 2 patterns to this that I have not managed to get up onto the website yet, but those are available on PayHip, which is another place you can see all of my patterns. That is Would You Could You and 2 sizes too small both use the same premise as 1 stitch 2 stitch. And here is another, here's Cloudy in Paris. This is another one I haven't gotten up on my website quite yet. So I will put a link to both my PayHip store. This is my PayHip store. It's a basic interface. It just has a shopping cart and makes things a lot easier. And you can browse in this way. As you can see, there are multiple pages. You know, I should probably get a link directly to this. Maybe not. Who knows? But let's go back. So this is 1 stitch, 2 stitch. The idea is what can you do with 2 stitches? And all of these patterns have instructions for you to take any of the stitches out of the stitch dictionary and plug them in and create your own piece. There is, I'm going to open this one in a new tab. So this is my Watch Barber Knit, which you are doing merchandise majigger store, and these are all the Watch Barber Knit t-shirts and products you can get. Let me tell you, this bag, I have been really impressed with how sturdy this bag is. I love it. It's got the kitties on both sides. And the sticker is a really easy way. My boss is so sweet and so supportive. She has this sticker on her laptop. And actually, I had this sticker, but I actually sponsored my son's robot team at school. And I gave them the sticker, and the sticker ended up on the robot, which was absolutely fantastic. So I need to order another one of these, but it's a really fun and easy way to show your Watch Barber Knit love. And here, this is cool. This is a zipper pouch. Again, really high quality. It has the cats on the front and my logo on the back for Watch Barber Knit. And then there's all different kinds of t-shirts in all different kinds of colors and sizes and cuts, and in the kitties or just the Watch Barber Knit. So there's that. And let's go, so this pattern support. If you have a question on one of my patterns, you can fill this out and it will come to me. And I usually try to get back with people within 24 to 48 hours. If it's on a weekend, it might be a little bit longer, but there's that. And then you say this is errata. So if you click on errata, this is where I have published any mistakes that have been found in my patterns. If they are here, it has been fixed in the PDF. So if you purchase the pattern via PDF, then it has already been fixed wherever you got it. You just need to go back to the source you purchased it from and re-download it, and it will have the fix in it. And literally, so this said purl right here instead of knit. It just slipped by me in a correction. And honestly, considering how many books, and well, all my book errata is not here. The specific book errata is on that book page. But considering how many independent patterns, like this is in a third-party book right here, considering how many patterns I have published, I really feel like this is not the hugest amount of errata. So let's go back to the main page. Obviously up here, actually I just deleted my Twitter account. I never used it. I need to remove that. But here's a link to YouTube. Here's a link to Instagram. There's my Ravelry link. If you have issues with or vision issues with Ravelry, don't click on that. And here's Facebook. I wonder if I can get Pay Hip up here. That's what I'm going to try to do. So if you click here, obviously there's a drop down menu if that's how you like to navigate. Shop patterns. And those are my designs. You can also get to this page by going down here, and you have shawls, cowls, scarves, hats, and appendages. It's because I didn't want to see hands, feet. It's appendages. It's a fun word. But there's many ways to get to the patterns. And it like randomly sorts things. So I'm going to go to sort by title just so we're not looking at the same things over and over again. So obviously it might be a little bit overwhelming to just scroll through everything, but you can definitely do that. And this will show, again, it's not in any coherent order, because if you sort it by oldest or newest, it's based on when I added it to the website, which when I recently redid my website, we didn't do it in any kind of rational order. So sorting by date doesn't really do anything. As you can see, we're still scrolling. And it's going to load more. See, wee. So let's not just, if you want to scroll through all, you can scroll through all. But let's look at shawls. So if I click to shawls, we're still A to Z. So, and again, these aren't in any particular order. A lot of these, so this is sport, or you can use fingering weight. This one is worsted weight. If you want a big huggy type shawl, this one is really the one for you. This one is a 3-panel shawl that's constructed like a top-down triangle. It didn't get any bigger. View full size. Let's see what happens when I do that. Nope, still not getting any bigger. So, and it went over here. Interesting. You would think, I did not build my website, so I'm not 100% on how all this works. Let's see if this one gets any bigger. So that one's bigger. As you can see, it can wrap all the way around you. Now, it isn't a true 3/4 shawl, because so you've got an increase point here and an increase point here, and it's very simple down to where the lace starts. And then I actually did a pie shawl increase, or half pie. No, full pie, where it's like knit 2 and then yarn over knit 1, yarn over knit 1, yarn over knit 1, all the way across. And it essentially doubled the number of stitches, which gave you this huge lace panel. But the reason why I did that is because this is the increase line, and I didn't want it to continue. I wanted to be able to just knit lace. I did not want to have to deal with incorporating these increases into this lace pattern. I wanted the lace pattern to go just the way it is. And honestly, now that I'm looking at it, I really love this shape. I think I should design more in this shape. What would you like to see in this shape? This is worsted weight, but I could definitely do other weights. It's a big, beautiful shawl. I love it. So again, if you want to knit with a heavier yarn with a larger needle size, this is definitely a good choice for you, and something that will keep you warm. Okay, so when I went back, it took me back to all, and we went back to default sorting, so it is what it is. This is a single skein fingering weight shawl. I really like this one. This is my mother. She is an amazing model and super fun. And so she did that for me. I like that one a lot. And we're back to, oh, come on. Okay. Maybe we should just click and open a new page. So if you want beads, this is Caladan. It is great for beads. Here, we're going to do it this way, right? So this is bitter blue. This one is really cool because it's designed to work with a gradient, but the beads gradient in the opposite direction of the yarn color gradient. You can see that you've got yellow beads in the blue here, and then they shift. You give like 4 or 5 different colors of beads, and then see you can have like green and blue beads in the yellow, and you can see here that there's this bright green is down here, and then up in here the beads are in the purple range. This is one of my favorite patterns. I could probably say that about all of them though. This is one of my only lace weight patterns. Oh, I forgot to open it next. It's going to do the wacky thing where it goes back. But the idea here was to create something that looked very, very organic and really evoked the ocean. It's a very unusual shape, but I just adore that one. Not a lot of people have knit that. So if you want to knit a shawl, okay, fingering weight, bulky weight, fingering weight, lace weight. This is a light fingering. This is DK. This is fingering. This is sport, fingering with beads, fingering with beads, fingering weight, lots and lots of fingering weight. That's what people like to knit shawls. This one, oh my goodness. This is a light fingering. It's in Miss Babs Katahdin, and it has a whole lot of yardage in it. But the wild thing about this is one skein. Just one skein. You can knit this whole thing with one skein. Makes this very, very large rectangular stole, and I adore this shape. This was a Valentine's Day pattern that I released because the most romantic couple is Morticia and Gomez Adams, and she always chopped the heads off the roses. So that is what is going on here. We're back to here. This is another fingering weight one. And here, I don't know if y'all can see it, but my favorite thing about this shawl is each of these little edges has a tiny, tiny cable on it. How adorable are these little cables? You can work them without a cable needle. They're super, super cute. And what I did there is the cable serves a cute function, but it also serves the function of preventing this edge from rolling because it's in stockinette. So dual purpose. And again, fingering weight, sport weight, fingering weight, worsted weight, fingering weight, whoop, 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 sport weight. This is fingering weight held double with mohair. This is sport weight. This one is bulky, DK or sport. This one actually you can do in either fingering or sport, Spirit and Opportunity. Fingering weight designed for a gradient. Fingering weight, bulky. This is a bulky weight shawl. Fingering weight, fingering weight, I think. Yes. This was done. I clicked it again. Gooberhead. So this one was done. These are not my photographs. This one was done as a third-party thing where it was for a yarn company. And this sample actually went to the yarn company, so I don't have it. I really would like to re-photograph this one. It is actually a lovely, lovely pattern, but it's kind of hard to see what's going on. This is a mosaic. It is just slip stitch. And the way that it works is it goes straight and then zigs, and then straight and then zigs, and then straight and then zigs, which is why I called it zagless, because it zigs and zigs and it never zags. It is a great 2-color piece that really is very easy to do and makes a very large shawl, as you can see how it wraps around. And this is a great yarn. So this is 770 yards of fingering weight. So those are all the shawls, except for, let's go back to pay hip. Let's go shawls. Let's see if this is going to randomly sort. Let's go to the very end. Hopefully these are in some sort of order. There they are. So these are my 3 newest. So this is Cloudy in Paris. This is Would You Could You, and this is 2 sizes too small. I need to get these on my website. They are not currently there. But all of these patterns, oh, there's no Mr. Bond. This is a scarf in worsted weight that I designed, say, for Oscar watching parties. It's supposed to be really classy. Now, if you go here on my site, if you click add to cart, it obviously goes to cart. If you click buy now, like this is using PayHip. Okay, so this is, see how it says down here, powered by PayHip. This is going to my PayHip site so that the payment is going through that service. It's just like having Squarespace or Shopify or any of those cart systems. And I chose PayHip specifically because they handle VAT, so I can deal with international customers. And so you're not going to see a Ravelry interface or anything like that for those of you who do not care for using Ravelry. Now, if you do want it on Ravelry, you can see down here there's a little button where you can click and go to Ravelry, because I know a lot of people like having things in their Ravelry library. So they're definitely available on Ravelry, but my site, if you just use these buttons, it's going to take you through PayHip. Ha ha ha. So this is the only thing in miscellaneous. One miscellaneous thing. This is my floor poof. So this is in worsted weight yarn, held double, with a big old needle. See, size 10. You know what? This is missing. Oh, here. I don't know why it's down here. Ah, websites. They're killing me. So you can get this one on Ravelry. And this is... So this, again, is another third-person thing that maybe I should take some new photographs. I don't know why. So you can see right here. See this? See how it does something a little weird right here? This is the beginning of round. So they could have chose any other 359 degrees of this circular piece to show in the front, but they chose the place where the jog is. I don't know why. It makes me wonder what they're thinking. But I really like this piece. It lives in my house. It is a big old poofy thing that is absolutely hilarious. It's a little bit of a pain in the butt to knit, but it's fun. So appendages. I really enjoy designing fingerless mitts, and I really feel like I should have more. I have quite a few in my books that I've done, but I need to do more just single standalone fingerless mitt patterns. What kind of fingerless mitt patterns would y'all like to see? Odds of me doing any socks anytime soon, very low. This thing, I just can't stand how cute this is. And if you want this pattern free, all you have to do is sign up for my newsletter and you will get that. Otherwise it's $3. But look how cute these little things. This is my favorite thing to knit for like a emergency baby shower. It's just 2 little tubes. Super cute, super fun, super fast. Hats. Love knitting, love designing hats. So these are the ones I currently have. Got a couple headbands. These headbands, this is literally the first thing I ever had published in a book. The sample is long gone because it had to go to England. You can see that I used to not have a bunch of white in my hair, but this is me. This is very old, but I still really like it. These are bigger cables, and these are just little tiny like twist cables. It's a button style. Oh, I did it again. As you can tell, y'all, I'm not 100% here, which is why we're doing it this way. I've had to pause a couple times. But these are really, I enjoy hats. Give it up for that, my hat knitters in the comments. This one I adore. This is a slip stitch technique, but this is also lifted stitch. I called it the sandpiper stitch because I think it looks like a little bird standing. You know how the little sandpipers stand on one foot and they have their little wings down. I just thought it was cute. This is DK weight. It's a great. Now, this is something I was hoping to find one that said this. Okay, you can buy it directly from me on PayHip. You can find it on Ravelry if you want, but this one is also available on Knit Companion. Knit Companion has quite a few of my patterns. It's thinking about it. And what it is this Knit Companion is a app that allows you to see here. Let's go here. That allows you to knit from and manage your patterns. And a lot of people really, really adore this particular app. You can like mark things, you can do all kinds of highlighting, and you can count things and everything like that. You can take a PDF and set it up yourself and import it, but it takes time. Whereas if you purchase this, as you can see, it's more, you purchase it, what happens is you get it pre-set up and you don't have to do any work on it. So if you're into apps and like knitting from a device, you might want to check that out. And then cowls and scarves. Let's A to Z. Neck, things that go around your neck that are not shawls. Because now this is without a question my most popular pattern. And I think it's because it's simple. It is literally one row. So that's not the number. I need to fix this. Gotta love looking through the website and finding errors in it. I will get that fixed. I think it's a size 7 needle. It is DK weight, which means you can also use fingering held double. If you have more fingering weight than you have DK weight, you just need 2 skeins of fingering weight, hold it double, and you can knit it. It is a fully reversible pattern. That's what I'm trying to show in this picture. This is the front, this is the back. They look exactly the same. It is really, it's a magic trick. It is an amazing unisex pattern. It's not feminine, it's not masculine. It's just, I think, pretty. I love it. It is easy to knit and works great in variegated, works great in solids. It's one of my favorite patterns, and it's y'all's favorite pattern. You can knit it as many times as you want. Bulky cowl. This is a slip stitch lace pattern that I find super, super cool. I don't know, I should go back and examine this. So double yarn overs, see how big this hole is behind here? Double yarn overs have a tendency to blow way out. So what I've done here is I've incorporated almost a double yarn over with this slip stitch that keeps it in this nice, pretty circular pattern. I called it a captive double yarn over so that it wouldn't blow out, and I obviously put beads on it as well. This is one where it's the same stitch over and over and over again. I should probably do a video specifically on this one. It's a great pattern. I really like this one. And again, more cowls. This is my nephew Gus and my sister. How cute is he? He is gigantic now. He's 10. This is, I really like summer weight scarves that are just decorative. That's what captive is. Fins is a summer weight scarf, just designed to be a little decorative thing, because it's like, what do you knit and wear in the summer? This is, Zoe is a linen cotton blend. It's fast to knit, just a little something. And Fatima, being amazing as Fatima usually is, also did this bit with it when we were styling it, and I think it looks fantastic. I also think some people have knit it and used it like as bunting. It's just a fun pattern. This is another slip stitch colorwork mosaic style pattern. This one is big and squishy. This is my good Ginger, who is no longer with us. This pattern here, roller coaster, was specifically designed, one of my earliest patterns, specifically designed to work with variegated yarn, because variegated yarn tends to overwhelm stitch patterns. So this is a really, really assertive, bold stitch pattern, which you can still mostly see. It's a form of a tuck stitch. It's, well, or a lifted stitch. I don't know what I would call it, but that is, if you have a skein of variegated yarn that hates absolutely everything you've tried to do with it, this roller coaster cowl might be your taming pattern. And wrong lever. So, okay. If you have stuck with me this long, thank you so much. Thank you for coming through this with me. I will hopefully have a normal, regular, let's go back to my fun pictures. There we go. There's me. I will hopefully have a regular video for you next week. I am feeling better, but we definitely, it's going to take a little while to get my energy back. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, click that like button. And if you would like to be notified whenever I upload a new video, please subscribe to my channel and select notifications. Thank you so much.